My channel PC Geo Kimberlite, a source of diamonds. Today we are going to see a topic from geotectonics. That is the SY revised syllabus of Savitribai Phule Pune University, and the credit will be 1, Geodynamics of Lithosphere. And in that we are going to see the subtopic, Evolution of the Earth. I am Dr. Sajid Hundekar, Associate Professor in the Department of Geology, AKI's Pune College of Art, Science, Commerce, Camp, Pune, Maharashtra, India. So this is what we have, the SY Semester 4, GL221. This is a paper, name is Geotectonics. Credit 1, Geodynamics of Lithosphere, Evolution of Earth. Now in this, what we are going to study, the composition, physical properties and characters of three spherical zones of the Earth, namely crust, mantle, and core. Yes. So we will begin with this chemical composition and structure of the Earth. The core, mantle, and crust are the main divisions of the Earth based on the composition. Now everyone knows the outermost sphere will be the layer of the earth will be crust, then we have mantle, then the core. Now if you see the crust, this crust part which will be there as the total volume of the earth mass, we will find out it is just the 1%. You will imagine. So where we are staying now on the crust, that crust is 40 to 45 kilometers, is a solid vertical hard rock formation is there, and that will going to just contribute the 1% of earth mass, where we have the continental plates as well as the oceanic crust. The continental crust or oceanic crust or continental plate or oceanic crust, any one will be there. And there we have the crust which is there, which is made up of the two important rocks, rock and mafic rock. The felsic rocks are exposed on the continent, and the mafic rocks are exposed below this on the oceanic crust. So felsic will be represented by the granite rock, which has a light density 2.6 to 2.8 will be the density of this granite is there. And whereas if we come to this Saima, that is a mafic rocks, that is the representative salt is there, where we have 2.8 to 3.5. That will be the density of that particular basalt. So the crust and what we have, the oceanic crust, they are representing the felsic mafic rock. Whereas the next what we have is the mantle, that is 40 to 45 kilometers onwards to 2995 kilometers. We have a huge one, that is the mantle. And if you compare the whatever the volume is there of the mantle, it is the 65%. 5% of the earth mass is governed by the hot one. Then the next one we have the air, which mainly contain the iron rich metals are there, metals are there. Then the core is going to contain 31% of the earth mass. The lithosphere, asthenosphere are also the division based on the mechanical properties. Now we'll see the lithosphere. Lithosphere is what? Litho means rock and the sphere, where we have a rock which contains the sphere. And now from surface 200 kilometer down, whatever we are going to get the full crust and upper part of the mantle, it is going to form crust, that is the both crust and the portion of upper mantle, which is behave. If you see the rock which are there, they are the brittle and rigid solid are there. And if you see the asthenosphere is partially molten upper part metal that behaves plastically and can flow. So that is there up to 700 kilometer we have the asthenosphere will be there. So this is what we have the diagram, which will have the inner core solid, uh, then the outer core is liquid, then we have the mantle, in that mantle inner and outer, then we have the crust parts, Yal and Saima, Then we have the atmosphere will be there on the top. On the surface, we are going to get the hydrosphere, biosphere, the ice cap, everything will be there on the surface, which will be going to make continents are there, oceans are there. So that part will be there. The layers of the earth drawn to scale. Yes, these are what we have to going to make out. If it's drawn to the scale, the first layer is atmosphere. If you make out the outer one part, and that will be a gas surrounding the planet. Yes, the earth which is there, which is surrounded by a blanket, and that blanket will be atmosphere. And there the hydrosphere. In that also we have the hydrosphere. It is nothing but on the surface. It is going water. Yes, hydro means water and sphere. This is the layer of water which is present on the surface. Wherever the basins are there, they have been filled by the water. We are going to get the lakes. If there are bigger seas are there, if there are bigger oceans are there, then we have the ice caps are there. Then we have the what we have, the whatever the hydrosphere is there, 99%, 99.1% we have. The water is a saline, and rest what we have is 1% roughly. It will be a groundwater or so the crust, whatever the crust which is there. This crust, continental crust, that is the granitic one, and oceanic crust is the basalt. And where we are going to get the rocks, these rocks are light color one. So they are floating on the top. They are on the top. Sial will be top and Sima is on the lower side. So the crust will be divided into Sial and Sima. And Sial is going to represent the continent, whereas the Sima is representing the ocean basin. So that's why the continental crust and the oceanic crust we made, or granitic or basaltic crust. So the layer which below these are follows. Yes, if you make out below these we have the Sial, Sima, then we have the mantle, outer and inner, then asthenosphere, that was rigid mantle, asthenosphere, stiffer mantle, outer core, that is liquid, and then inner core. But we have the inner layering is there. Similar one, when we are going to make out that particular part will be there. So the earth outer surface, it is a crust, cold, thin, brittle. These are the what we have the characters of that particular the crust rock. It is a solid, cold phase. Whatever we see the surface on the surface of the earth, the temperature will be very say minus 70 degree to plus 50 degrees. So that will be the variation will there right from the North Pole to the South Pole. That will be the part. So these are the various continents which have been there. On that we are going to get this particular temperature. So this is the crust which is there, solid one, which is cold, thin, brittle. If you hammer it out, the rocks are easily broke out. That is the outer shell of the what we have the Earth. The crust is a very thin, that is 40 to 45 kilometer I told, related to the radius of the planet. There are two very different types of crust, each of which will be known as a distinctive and physical character. That is the oceanic crust and the continental crust. First, the oceanic crust is composed of magma that erupt on the sea floor to create basaltic lava flows or cools deeper down to create the intrusive igneous rock, as also the abros are there. So wherever we have the oceanic trenches are there, where the volcanic eruptions have been taking place, because where the crust, oceanic crust which is there, it is a very thin, and the mantle from there the volcanic eruptions are coming out. There is a volcanic trenches are there, and with this volcanoes are continuously erupting. Just example, what we are going to get today is the Hawaiian Island. Just example which we are going to have that in the ocean we are going to, has been created. So the next one, the sediments are primarily the muds and the shell of tiny sea creatures coat the seafloor. So we have the rivers which are flowing from the continent crust. All are going to carry the weathered material with them and dumps billions of ton material into the what we have the ocean. So in the ocean there will be continuous deposition of the sediments will be there. So sediments will be settled down from the seashore to the deeper part, and there will be a very good what we have. The sorting will be taking place, and those life which are there in the ocean, if they did, they deposited, and these deposited uh, deposited by the fine sediments, and there will be chance to get a good fossils in that particular ocean floor. Now, the sediments are thickest near the shore where it comes to comes off the continent in the rivers and the wind current. Continental crust is made up of many different types: igneous rock, metamorphic rock, sedimentary crust. It is there. So whichever the rock which have been erupted, igneous rock, metamorphic, sedimentary, all you are going to get. But most of them, out of the three, majority of the portion will be covered by the sedimentary rock. The average composition is a granite, which is less dense than what we have the mafic one, that is as compared to the basalt. The granite is a lighter one, so on the continent we are going to get the granite composite, that is light color 2.6 to 2.8, and whereas the oceanic crust which is there, which is made up of the mafic rock basalt, it is 2.8 onward to the 3.5, because it is a very thick and has high relatively low density. Continental crust rise higher the mantle than oceanic crust, and that sink into mantle to form the basin. When filled with the water, these basins will form the planet's bigger oceans, Pacific oceans. Now the next 50 million, think that whatever today we have, the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean is there. It has become the smaller one, and the what we will have, the Atlantic Ocean, is going to become the bigger one. So that is, but this has been done on the back what we have studied, the continental drift theory, plate tectonic theories. From there, whatever we have got the observations from there, these the future we are going to predict that this is going to happen in the future. The lithosphere is the outermost mechanical layer which behaves as a brittle and rigid rock. So lithosphere is a 100-kilometer outermost mechanical layer where we have the hard rock is there, which is a brittle and rigid solid, and that is roughly about 100 kilometers that we have been seeing. The definition of the lithosphere is based on the how earth material behave, include the crust and the upper part of the mantle. Both are the brittle ones. Since rigid, brittle, stress which is when act on the lithosphere, once it is break out, there is the earthquake which is happening. And we have minute we are going to have the earthquake, but most of the earthquake will be recorded by the seismograph. But those which are the higher, what we have the magnitudes are there, they have been by the people. But now if you see the record of the past, in Maharashtra we have a Latur, then in Gujarat we have the Kutch. These are the two major events which have been we have seen in our life. Might be in future we not going to see similar type of earthquake in that area. So because minimum 100 years will be required to have a next era, have the energy which is released at that particular point. So Latur as well as Kutch, we are not going to get the next 100 years earthquake in that area. So now the scientists from the all over the world, they have been focusing that next, which has a major earthquake which is going to happen is the San Francisco, which has already 110 years has been done. Now anytime it will be going to erupt, that is the earthquake is going to happen. So the scientists are monitoring that particular San Francisco, and the epicenter will be there at the Los Angeles. So it is going to make a disastrous earthquake which is there. So the people are more, and everywhere they are monitoring that particular earthquake, but might be in tomorrow or maybe in the next 10 years. It might be going to have this earthquake. So in our life, we are going to see that particular disaster and we can see, witness that particular part. Since it is a rigid and brittle rocks are there, where stress acts on it and the earthquakes will be formed. So if it's, this is what we have the earth. Yes, we have been make a cone, have the radius. Now it is the inner core, outer core. Inner is solid, outer is liquid. because of the S waves, we come to know that the S wave could not go through the inner core, and that's why this is there. But why it is not going, still it is debatable, and might be in our future we get more detailed information and we can get the. We have the mantle, inner and outer, then the crust, that is the oceanic crust, then we have continental crust, then we have the atmosphere, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and exosphere. This is not in a scale properly they haven't mentioned, but these are the thing which is there, the composition of the earth which is there, right from the top to the inner. Now the earth and atmosphere, cut away illustration, that is the we are giving illustration. The layer of atmosphere from outer to inner, that is exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, and troposphere. Troposphere will be look like as a blanket. Atmosphere itself is a blanket for the earth, and now in the earth we have crust, then the upper mantle, then the lower mantle, then outer core, and then the inner core. So this is what we have earth structure. Now come to the next one. After looking this details about the crust, now come to the next one, the mantle part. That is the bigger part. The two important things about the mantle are, one, it is made up of solid rock. It is a very hot. Scientists know that as you go deeper and deeper, we are going to get the plastic in nature flow. The seismic meteoroids are going to give you this evidence about the mantle property fit the ultramafic rock. So here, the whatever the composition of the mantle is there, it is the peridotite rock. So whatever we have the crust is there, that is the source of the magma which is coming out. It is the peridot magma. But once the magma come on the surface, as there is a differentiation has taken place, then there is assimilation has taken place, and the composition of the peridotite has been changed. Now we are going to get the granitic magma, basaltic magma, rhyolitic magma, dolotic magma. Like that, we have the variation derivatives have been formed. And peridotite is mainly composed of iron and magnesium-rich silicate metals. And peridotite is rarely found at the surface of the earth. The scientists know that the mantle is extremely hot, and because of heat flowing in a particular cycle. So the heat comes out from the core to the mantle. So from hot towards the cooler side, and still the mantle gets heated. The energy will be come out towards the crust, and the crust is a cooler part. So hot waves come out from the lower, they comes to the mantle. Horizontally they goes out, cool down, and again cool. They get heated on the dark. They go down cooler to the hotter, and this is where the conduction and convection. These are the two important heat flows which have been taking place within the earth. Conduction, it is defined as, yes, what we have the conduction is there. It is defined as a heat transfer that occurs through rapid collision of atoms, and which can only happen if the material is solid. The heat flow from warmer to cooler places until all the same temperature. The mantle is hot mostly because of heat conducted from the core, and the convection is the process of, of a material that can move and flow may develop convection currents. Convection in the mantle is the same as a convection in a pot of a water on a stove. If you just deep it out water, we'll find out a little bit colder one. But if you go a deeper one, it's still it is a very hot. If you put hot water is there. If you put water, cold water, we'll find out still hotter is there. But still, if you go down it is hotter and hotter. So experience. Don't make that mistake to do experiment in your bathroom. Do avoid that experiment. Convection currents within the earth metal form as the material near the core heats up. As the core heats up, the bottom layer of the mantle material particle move more rapidly, decreasing in density. Yes, once get heated, density decrease and causing to rise. That is the reason to rise that particular heat. The rising the material begins the convection current. When the warm material reaches the surface, it spreads horizontally. The material cools because it is no longer near the core, and eventually what is happening, whatever hot is there, it has been transferred the heat to the other cold rock, and it also gets lose the heat and it will become cool and eventually become cool and dense enough to sink back into the mantle. At the bottom of the mantle, again the material travel horizontally, get heated by the core, again reaches the location. So this is where the convection cell is complete. Convection in the metal is the same as the convection of hot water on a stove. Convection current within the earth mantle form as the material near the core heats up. As the core heats up, the bottom layer of the mantle material, particles move more rapidly, decreasing density and causing to rise. The rising material begins the convection current. So this is where we have been making out that particular part, reaches the surface, cycling process has been taking place. So that we already done in this, the same one. Now come to the next part, which is the core. As the planet's center lies a dense metallic core, scientists know that the core is a metal for a few reasons. Density of the Earth's surface layer is much less than as overall density of the planet. Yes, we have a high density material will be there at the core as compared to the crust part that is calculated. If the surface layer are less dense than average, then interior must be denser than average. Calculation indicate that core is about 85% iron metal with a nickel metal, making up of much remaining is the 15%. Also, metallic meteoroids are thought to be a representative of the core. Whatever we have got, the metallic meteoroids are there. We have been thoughting that they are going to be a representative of the core. If Earth's core were not metal, assume now, if the Earth core could not have the metal, then what will happen? The planet will not have the magnetic field. The metals such as iron are the magnetic, but rocks which makes the mantle and the crust is not. The scientists know that the outer core is a liquid and inner core is solid. Why? Because the S wave stops at the inner core. This is the reason has been given and everyone has seen that the S wave has been stop at the inner core. The strong magnetic field is caused by convection in the liquid outer core. The convection current in the outer core are due to heat from even hotter inner core. The heat that keeps outer core from the solidifying is produced by breakdown of the radioactive elements in the inner core. Yes, that's the what we have, the topic which we have been seeing, that the evolution of the earth. Yes, how it has been earth has been done, then what will be the composition and what will be the structures. Yes, I hope this will be clear, and all your exams have been very near now. Try to revise yourself and get good marks. Thank you.